Okay, three, two, one, and over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah. Here is Hayati, Sean, and Emily. We are all here for the Stephen Lawrence Charitable Trust. We are here to address the current situation on knife crimes and how it has risen over the last decade. According to BBC, we have reached the highest knife crimes level in an 8-year period here in England and Wales. Latest statistics shows that there have been 268 homicides just in UK which have been carried out by using a knife. That represents 33% of all the homicides. London recorded the highest rate of 168 offences involving a knife in 2017 to 2018. There has been an increase of 26% from 2016 to 2015 stats. Male were overrepresented in the number of arrests of children and young people. 21% of these were aged from 10 to 17 years. According to several testimonies, some of the reasons behind the knife crimes are discrimination, poverty, gangs. Others explained, like other offenders, explained that they just feel unsafe and they need to carry a knife to protect themselves. They also suffer from peer pressure, and also others have mental disease. Unfortunately, it's becoming a trend in some areas, and a lot of younger people see it to be cool things to do. Now my colleague Hayati is going to explain what our Stephen Lawrence Charitable Trust is about.
Hi everyone. Who is Stephen Lawrence? Of course we should know who is him. He was an 18-year-old boy who was being stabbed in London 25 years ago. And unfortunately, the convicted of the total of 5 teenagers that stabbed him was not being arrested, as they said it was not proven. Even trials after trials has been made regarding this case. And for all of you wanted to know, this Stephen Lawrence Charitable Trust is being established by his mother, Baroness Dorothy Lawrence, and it was established in the year of 1998. And for all of you to know, this charitable trust today is operating and based in South London and are organizing opportunities with and events for people in needs, especially teenagers who wanted to pursue their dreams in architecture. And STLC also are tying up and joining opportunities with other big companies such as Virgin and Standard Chartered. The recent one is the London Marathon, which is being held in April this year, and the target is to raise a fund of £2,000. And the good news is the fund has raised more than what we are being expected. And my colleague right here, Sean, will explain more about the aims and objectives further. Up to you, Sean.
Thank you, Hayati. So, as an organisation, our main aim is that we believe that every young person, regardless of their background, should have the opportunity to be successful in society, especially if they're coming from disadvantaged backgrounds, so that they are less likely to be involved in knife crime or other different crimes. So we work primarily with young people from the ages of 13 to 30. And as Sarah said before, the latest statistics show that many young people of those ages are committing these crimes. So a lot of our work is done from the Stephen Lawrence Centre, which is located in South London. And from there we deliver many innovative and impactful programmes which really help to transform the lives of young people and hopefully achieve social change. So as an organisation, we have 6 main objectives, which we look to fulfil by accomplishing our objectives by effectively dealing with knife crime. So hopefully we're able to help more young people. So our first main objective is to deliver the Stephen Lawrence Future Programme, which aims to support aspiring architects and young people wishing to pursue careers in that sector. Our second objective is to deliver all-age community programmes with an emphasis on offering support for hard-to-reach citizens. For example, one of our latest programmes is the Youth Employment and Enterprise Programme, which is focused on helping young people, give them better career aspirations and hopefully lead them on to jobs. Our third objective, which is also very important, is to provide innovative employment and enterprise programs for young people, which are also aged from the ages of 13 to 30. The fourth one is to grow the social enterprise of the and social businesses. So hopefully businesses can also give back to community, and they're not just taken away. And if we all work together, that will help many people feel more included. The fifth objective is to maximise the use of the Stephen Lawrence Centre and use it to bring social change, by providing the programmes that I've just said. Our final main objective is to keep pushing for social change by giving young people a chance to live a life that does not involve knife crime in their lives. So I'm now going to pass you on to Emily.
So as a charity with the aim of fighting knife crime, we believe that working closely with others is in our best interest and everyone's. So for example, we want to work with the police. We want to give across the image that the police are not the enemy. A lot of these people committing these crimes believe that. So we want to kind of change that perception in young people's minds. We also want to ensure that the police are aware of kind of what people think about knife crime, why they think it occurs, so that they're not just solving the crimes when they happen, but they're preventing it before it does. We'll also work with other charities, ones who have a similar goal to us. At the end of the day, we're all trying to achieve the same thing. We believe that this will help us, to bounce off each other's ideas. For example, working with like a child poverty charity, making sure they have the facilities to, make sure children are going to school and they're getting fed meals and they've got the right environment to kind of thrive in. And then obviously we can help and come in and try and stop the crime. So working together, we feel like that will be a lot more beneficial to everyone. We'll also work close with the families and the victims of those convicted, and also obviously the victims, of the knife crime. We believe that this will show the consequences. So, anyone who's thinking of going out and committing these crimes or even carrying a knife, as Sarah was saying, a lot of people carry knives to feel safe. They'll see these consequences and it will hopefully deter them from doing that. We'll also work with local businesses as well. We feel like this will spread the message to a wider audience, and hopefully big businesses as well. Working with ex-convicts and gang members as well. We feel like this is quite good, as these people have once been in this situation that these young people are in. They've got peer pressure, and we believe that ex-gang members and people who've been through the system and gone to prison can explain why they shouldn't go down that same path. We'll also work with the government and local communities. For example, we work with a charity in the London Borough of Lewisham, which is a development project called the BME, and that's the Black and Minority Ethnic. They basically aim to create a better environment, a better community for these children to grow up in. And that is funded by the government. So, we work with people like that and we want to do more of that. So overall, we believe, working with everyone in our community and even further throughout the whole of the UK, that's going to be the most beneficial way that we can stop knife crime. Thank you. And we'd like to take any questions, please.
Do you go first? Okay. As parents, we are concerned, obviously, about the nitty-gritty of getting knives off the streets. How can you reassure us as parents that these kind of initiatives are actually going to do that?
I feel like if we
can continue with our programmes. You know, it's not just necessarily about stop and search, it's about educating these children. You know, if we can continue with these programmes that we do and working with local communities, working with children, you know, we can stop them from carrying these knives rather than taking these knives off them off the street. I think that's one of the major issues. I think rather than trying to stop what's already happening, maybe try and prevent it first, and that's what we do with these programmes.
Yeah, and I think the important thing is also to change the mindset of many young people. And with these programs, that will hopefully be able to help them have a different understanding and viewpoint on the world. So if they have an idea that they can have a career, they won't be, just the mindset will hopefully lead them away from looking for knives and looking to go into a way of crime.
And we are creating awareness, especially for the school children, in order for us to fight this knife crime.
In what form does that awareness come from, though? What tactics, as PR professionals, would you advocate as being the best tactics to get those messages that you're talking about across?
Obviously, going into schools, obviously with our programs, getting as many young people in, telling them from an early age what the consequences of knife crime, what can the impact on them, on their families, on the victims.
I think as well, we're quite lucky in this day and age that we have social media. As we've said, you know, a lot of, these people are getting younger. These people who are committing these crimes are getting younger. We're lucky that the best way to target young people now is social media. So we can spread that message as far as we want, all over the world within, you know, minutes. So, you know, we aim to focus a lot on social media, I think, because that's something we've not had in the past, and it's something that we do have now.
And you did mention in your presentation there that victim and family relations, and also relationships with businesses, other stakeholders that might not be quite so apparent as the people who are in this room now, might have further involvement. I'm slightly not confused, but I think you mentioned a sum right at the beginning which was raised of something like £2,500 for a fundraising event. Obviously we would need quite a few of those, and I suppose that the question I'm asking is, how do we actually raise funds to create greater impact in the future?
We have charity campaigns, and we can maybe tag along with a large corporation, such as like what we have. There's the Run the London Marathon, where we aim to have like £2,000, but it exceeds what we targeted. And from the funds received, we could accumulate the thing, and then we can have it a yearly contribution to the other person in needs as well.
Just, I mean, you're raising your own funds, but you're expecting to work with organisations that do receive government funding, like the police. Do you not think you can be accused of drawing their resources away from where they really can make a difference? Why would they get involved with you when they could spend their resources on putting police on the streets?
Yeah, I think our statistics show that our programs help many young people. In fact, from the youth program, 50% of the people that took part in it were already moving on into a career after taking part in that program. So, although working together is more beneficial for everyone, but what we're doing does help and does provide massive change for many young people's lives.
I think as well, we're not taking from the police. We're actually trying to help. As I said earlier, we want to help young people to not see the police as the enemy. That is going to help the police, ultimately. A lot of them, they are seen as the enemy, and we want to change that in young people's minds through our programmes, and also help the police, feed back to them with what we're learning from these young people. And then obviously that makes them a lot more aware when they're going out on the streets and they're doing stop and search, and they're looking for these people who've committed these crimes. So I don't necessarily think it's taking from the police resources. I think it's helping them. We're giving to them.
Okay, thanks.
Good. Yeah. Anything else that you need to add at all?
That's everything.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All done. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cuts, thank you.